Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that I'm going to show you today is something that's coming out of Illinois. Now, this is a really big potential case talking about carrying guns in public on public transit. This one is truly interesting, and J.B. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, is not too happy. And he sounds very familiar to something else that we've heard prior. Everything I'm about to show you will be linked in the description box below. And of course, please leave a comment down there in the comments area. Send this to a friend. Send this to any family member because we need to be aware of the rights and the fights that we have at hand. And of course, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. And while you're doing it, speaking of fighting, make sure you go over to my website, secondpress.co. It's linked right down there in the description box. Join up. It's completely free. Join our community. We're fighting back to take the 2A rights away from those that have squirreled them away over the past 100 years. As you can see, it shows you all the most recent content, my channel, Katie's channel, me and Tim's channel, and you can also get the notifications directly to your email rather than rely on the algorithm, which is manipulated to steal rights from you. With that said, let's jump right into Illinois. I'd love to see you guys on there. Again, it is completely free. All right, here we go. Illinois ban on concealed carry on public transit is unconstitutional, a federal judge rules. Now, that sounds really good. And at the outset, I'm just going to tell you right now, currently, it's for the individual plaintiffs in the first case. But the power is not in who it's applying to now. The power is in where this can go from here, because this is like a thread. You can pull that sweater and the entire sweater goes. Check this out, because this is where it gets really important. I'm going to show you a few details, then I'm going to show you what Pritzker said, because again, you know, Pritzker, what are you going to do? A federal judge ruled that Illinois' law banning people with concealed carry permits, again, permits, from taking guns on public transportation is a violation of the Second Amendment. Yeah? It is. In a ruling on Friday, U.S. District Judge, I think that's Ian Johnson, ruled the Illinois ban on carrying concealed weapons on public transit does not meet the U.S. Supreme Court standards set forth in its June 22 Bruen ruling. It doesn't. It's quite simple. In fact, just to add a little bit of spice to this video, let's jump right over here because I want to show you what they are saying in the in this. Actually, let me get the right. Make sure I got the right one. Here we go, in this clip right here.
An Illinois law banning people with concealed carry permits from taking guns on public transportation is unconstitutional. That's the ruling from a federal judge. 4 people filed a lawsuit in 2022 because they could not take a firearm on the Metro or CTA. They claimed it violated their right to self-defense, and as a result, they didn't use public transportation as much as they would have liked. Today, Governor Pritzker expressed disappointment about the ruling, but he said he is confident it will eventually be overturned.
Would we allow people to carry an AR-15 into the White House? No. I'm hoping that it'll be overturned along the way. If it has to go all the way to the Supreme Court, it'll be disappointing if they uphold this, but I'm hopeful that the law that was passed in Illinois a number of years ago that's frankly done a lot to keep people safe will be upheld.
Attorney General Kwame Raoul has not yet said if he will appeal Judge Ian Johnson's ruling, but the AG's office has argued the law is necessary to protect public safety.
See, and that's where they get in trouble. It's really, I want to make sure this doesn't play. Yeah, see? Knew it. All right, this is where they get in trouble. 1, Pritzker sounds just like Hochul when the Sullivan Law was overruled, passed from 1908 in New York, which led to the Bruen decision. That sounds exactly like what he's doing right here. In fact, if they take this to SCOTUS, like he says that he wants to be upheld at SCOTUS, they could end up with another Bruen decision, which is ironic because the very solution they came forward with after the Bruen decision and all the blue bastions was sensitive places. Well, if sensitive places get sent to the Supreme Court and get smoked from the Bruen decision, you got a bit of a problem. Now you got to rework all your laws yet again. I'm telling you guys, we are driving forward. And he even said it right there. He hopes it's upheld, which means it may not be. Now again, this is for 4 different plaintiffs. But I'm going to show you where it goes from here because this is how you do this. You pull a thread and it just goes. All right. Under the Supreme Court's new standard for determining whether gun laws are within constitutional bounds, the government is required to show that the measure is consistent with the nation's historical tradition of gun regulation, which we know. But the reason that I wanted to show you that is because it is running rampant. It is smoking gun control nationwide, and it's going to continue to do so. The Bruen decision is one of the best wrecking balls that we've ever had for gun rights, because it's destroying everything from duty to retreat laws, from possession laws, from marijuana and federal use, from felon bans, age bans, all the way to carry bans. Guys, this thing is going to town, and that's why it's so important for us to continue this fight. Now, let me show you, again, this is just going to reiterate what I just told you. Johnson's ruling applies only to the 4 named plaintiffs in the case, so does not immediately strike down the ban on carrying concealed weapons on public transit in Illinois. But, big but right here, could lay the groundwork for an injunction blocking enforcement of the law statewide. Here's the big gamble that they run. The reason that the Attorney General hasn't fought back against this is because if this goes broader to the entire state, then what that means is Illinois just led a national or a state level injunction around sensitive places and carrying in sensitive places on public transit. That will then disseminate against all the other gun control states that do the exact same thing. The big problem with the gun controllers is they are a hive mind. When they do one thing here in one of their blue bastions, it goes to all of the other ones very, very quickly. Well, the same thing happens when they get overruled. When they get overruled and ruled unconstitutional, they get ripped out the exact same way, starting the exact same crisis all over again for the gun controllers. It's a damned if you do, and I hope it doesn't happen. That's what we're dealing with here. All right, I think I have one more thing. No, I don't. That was it. So, the big point that I want to reiterate on this, Pritzker's hopeful, and he's basically comparing carrying a pistol and concealed carry license to having an AR-15 in the White House, which is like apples to pomegranates. It's not even remotely close. It's like apples to semi-trucks. But the whole point here, guys, is all of our laws have started this way. All of the overrulings, all the unconstitutionality, all the precedent has started this way. And this is where I want to wrap this up to give you a little bit of context. The Looper Enterprises case, which we just got down from the SCOTUS, that was around herring fishermen. 2 different herring fishermen sued the federal government, and it got us the destruction of the Chevron deference. It's a massive deal, but it started with 2. The Bruen decision started with 3 plaintiffs against the Sullivan Law around the idea of may issue or shall issue for concealed carry permits. That went to SCOTUS. Bruen decision. The Cargill case, executive overreach, smoked 1 plaintiff. You understand, this is how this works. This is how it starts. That's why we are fighting every single day. We are in the know, we are supporting it, and we are connecting with all those who are also friends of our rights. And that is what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.